Hey, this is Jeff from the Icebox Radio Theater, and we'll get on with the show in just a second. But I wanted to come on first and very briefly let you know about our brand new Patreon page. Now, Patreon is a relatively new crowdfunding source that's designed specifically for podcasters or bloggers or YouTubers, folks who create regular content online. It's a great opportunity for us to learn to budget a little bit more sensibly, shall we say, and it's a great opportunity for you to show a little financial love to all the great content providers that you watch or listen to or read online all the time. To find us, just go to Patreon, that's patreon.com, and search for Radio Icebox. Or even simpler, go to our website, iceboxradio.org, and look for the Patreon link. It's right across the top of the page there in the announcement bar. And now, on with the show.
Following audio drama is rated PG for parental guidance.
Frozen Frights. New Audio's Theater of Suspense and Terror. Now on Icebox Radio.
Doug, are you out here?
Hi.
Oh, you scared me.
Look at this. It's a boathouse. Can you believe it?
What do we need a boathouse for?
There's a hoist and everything. You know, people pay to have their boats taken out of the water before winter.
Oh, Doug.
Oh, it could be a source of income. They drive right up there.
Doug.
What?
We don't need this much place. It's a mausoleum.
Mansion. The word is mansion.
We don't need a mansion.
But we can afford it. And look at this place. Lake is beautiful, plenty of land.
It is a nice view, but
do you know who lived on Rainy Lake? Millionaires. Danish royalty used to have a cabin right over there.
This isn't a cabin.
To a millionaire it is, and a millionaire is what you happen to have married.
Well, I know, but all this space.
That's for when you get sick of me.
Oh.
Plenty of room to run away. Besides, you always talked about opening a bed and breakfast someday, and this place is perfect. You wouldn't even need to fix it up. Just take a half dozen pictures, send them to that rental place in Minneapolis, and watch the customers roll in.
It's very nice, isn't it?
It's perfect. What?
I just wish I knew why it was so cheap. Doug?
I'm in the back.
What are you doing?
Well, this old closet has a cedar lining, and the boards were half coming off.
You've hurt yourself.
Yeah, several times. Didn't realize a hammer was such a difficult tool to operate. They ought to put a warning label on this thing.
Look, they did.
Well, what do you know? Do not operate while drinking or under the influence of medication. Well, so much for that.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. We've been drinking, have we?
Of course not. It's the middle of the day. I'm drunk on something else.
Oh, Doug. We're right in front of a huge window.
Oh, who's going to see the fish?
Oh, well, honey, we're not on an island. They're our neighbors.
Oh, most places are packed up for the season already.
Well, seriously, Doug, they're our neighbors.
Oh, they're probably all...
outside. Look, there's a man on the beach looking at us.
What? What the hell does he think he's doing? Hey, that's our beach.
It's public, isn't it?
Property goes right down to the shoreline here. Yeah, just staring at us. Hey, can I help you? Well, that's rude.
Oh, I'm just glad he's leaving.
Do you recognize that guy?
Well, he was in the yard next door yesterday raking leaves.
Well, we'll just have to go introduce ourselves, won't we?
Oh, Doug.
I'm just popping next door. I'll be right there.
Doug, don't make a big deal out of this.
I won't. Don't worry.
Oh. Doug? Doug!
I'm all right.
What happened?
Oh, idiot.
Did you fall?
Of course I fell. What do you think?
Don't move. Oh, don't move.
I can't believe I did that.
What is it? What hurts?
It's my ankle. I took a step down and it folded right up on me.
Oh, can you stand?
No, I can't.
Oh, Doug, what are we going to do with you
right there?
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, he fell down the stairs.
Yeah, saw that. took the steps kind of quick there.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you did a number on that ankle. I'll bring my car around. We'll get him into town.
That's okay.
Really, I can drive.
It's not necessary. I just need to get up and get in and get some ice on this and...
That's a break. You'll need it set. Sure you don't need a ride?
I can drive him.
I'll carry him to your car then.
Mrs. Nelson, the x-rays are back.
I can't believe he could do all that with one fall.
Hospital? I don't need to stay in the hospital. It's just a sprained ankle.
Broken in 3 places. And there's something else. I've never seen an infection act this quickly before.
How long?
Just give me some ice. I want to go home.
Overnight at least. There's a chair there in the corner if you want to stay. We're going to give him a sedative now.
Doug, I need to go home and look after the house. I don't even know if we locked it up when we left. I'll be right back.
I don't want you to go.
I'll be right back.
I don't want you to go back to that house, Julie.
He's slightly delusional. The sedative sometimes has that effect.
Honey, I'll just be 20 minutes.
No.
Doug, please.
Stairs, Julie.
Sir, you need to rest.
What about the stairs?
Don't go back to the house. Julie, the stairs. I didn't slip.
Well, there's one light we left on. Ooh, house unlocked, lights left on. Oh, I needed to come back. I really needed to come back. Oh, wow, it's nearly 2. He's sedated. Ooh, I'll go back in the morning. Oh, no. 3:06? Oh, who set this thing for 3 in the morning? Oh, God. What was that? Well, that sounds... Where is that?
Hello?
Oh, you frightened me.
Sorry. Always been light on my feet. You been away?
Yes. You know, I never thanked you for helping us the other day.
It ain't nothing. Your husband, he's still in the hospital then.
Yes, I'm afraid his ankle is infected.
How many more days?
Well, they say maybe by the weekend.
You got some groceries there. For a cup of coffee, I'll carry him in for you.
I really...
We need to talk, Mrs. Nelson.
Well, thank you, but I really think
I know. A woman can't be too careful. And you don't know me from Adam, but we need to talk. You can sit right next to the door. I'll sit clean across the room.
Well, I suppose you don't look too dangerous.
Your bags, then?
What exactly do you want to talk to me about, Mr. Gunderson?
Your house, ma'am. I notice you haven't slept here the last few nights.
So?
I think I can tell you why. Good. Thanks.
You've lived here long?
Not long. I'm from down Wyndham.
Do you like the lake?
Pretty enough.
Well, I suppose that's enough small talk for a man like you.
Don't know that I like your tone, ma'am. I'm trying to help.
Well, then maybe you just better do it. I don't like your manner, Mr. Gunderson. I don't like mysteries.
I never cared for them myself. This house, you like it?
I haven't really had a chance to get to know it. It's not...
Do you like it?
No.
They tell you its history down at the real estate office?
We know all about it.
Do you?
She told us there'd been a crime. A woman died. She didn't tell us more than that. My husband was in love with the place, and I didn't want to know.
Didn't you?
Mr. Gunderson, you said you could explain my house. What did you mean by that?
Your house is a bit of a hobby of mine, Mrs. Nelson.
Really?
Really. There was a murder here, it's true. But maybe they didn't tell you. There were actually 2 murders.
They might have mentioned it.
No, they did not. Trust me, if they had, you would have not bought the place. First crime, that was 7 years back. This place belonged to a family down the cities. Had it for generations, they did, till the only one left was a son. He and his wife come up for summer weekends, see the leaves in the fall, typical city folk things. Now, the story the papers told was this. The young man, he was an odd sort, cold, distant. The woman probably married him for his money, partially, maybe thinking she could change him. But when she couldn't, well, she looked elsewhere like people do. You follow?
Of course.
The young man, he found out about this. Maybe he was a little off beforehand. Maybe it was her cheating on him that changed him. I don't know. Alls I know is what happened that October. I guess he talked her into driving up for the weekend. He only bought a small bag. There was an old fella lived in my house then. He had one of them little dogs that needs to be walked in the middle of the night. He's out walking his dog on the beach there, and here's what sounds like a skill saw.
A what?
A circular saw. A power saw.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
A saw there in the basement of your place. Now, this old fella, he knows the young man never so much as put a hammer to a nail in his life, so he gets curious. He went and looked in the basement window, and, well, there he was. They think he strangled her first and then went to work disposing of her. Old fella called the cops, and they took the guy away quietly. Of course, they tried to make it out insanity, but turns out the young man had been buying tools for a month, going to different stores in the cities, paying cash, hiding the stuff around the house. You know what they call that in court? They call it premeditation.
Well, it sounds like quite the local legend.
No, ma'am. You've got it wrong. That there is called local news. The legend part, that's what happened next. They gave him life and put him away down in Stillwater. That's when your legend started. They called him the Ghost, kept to himself fanatically. Good way to get yourself killed inside, but not him. He spooked the general prison population. He'd talk in rooms when he was sitting alone. Whole conversations with people he could only see. And he seemed to know things. He would tell men when loved ones of theirs on the outside were dying. And he was always right. One time a guard walked past his cell at night and swore he saw another man inside with him, even though the ghost hadn't had a cellmate for a month. But by the time they got the door open, there was the ghost, sitting alone, just staring up at the guard. October comes around, and as the anniversary of his crime gets close, the ghost starts getting really agitated. He won't sleep, won't come out to eat, nothing. He just paces in his cell day after day, At night, he sits on his bunk, staring out the window. And then, when the night of the anniversary arrives, poof. No ghost at bed check. They still don't know how he did it.
He escaped?
Without a tunnel or anything. Corrections board investigated the hell out of the case. Sure, he'd bribed the guard to let him out. Never proved anything.
You said there was a second murder?
Older couple were renting your house then. They think he got in through the window. They found him in the basement. He had arranged the couple just like he had arranged her the year before, and he'd stopped working just about the same place he'd stopped on his wife. But there was no dog walker this time. Cops didn't find the bodies till the next day. It was like he had to stop there because he had to recreate his crime.
Next, you're going to tell me he just disappeared?
Oh, no. They found him easy enough. Still wearing prison orange, covered in dried blood. He was wandering in the woods out there about 2 miles away is all, within sight of the road yet.
What happened?
Died. Pneumonia. 2 days later. They never even had a chance to question him.
Mr. Gunderson, you're either some kind of kook or sadistic.
Why? Because I tell you the truth.
Well, I don't know what that story was, but I sincerely doubt it was the truth.
Public record, all of it.
Even the stories about shadowy figures in his jail cell?
Yep. Of course, those may be harder to find. Corrections board wasn't too keen on letting that one out. I see I've outstayed my welcome.
Is there some particular reason you moved next door to this house, Mr. Gunderson?
I told you, the case is a bit of a hobby with me.
Pretty gruesome hobby.
It passes the time. The days stretch long sometimes when you're retired.
What are you retired from? Writing horror stories?
No, ma'am. Corrections officer.
Still here.
Oh, yes. Sorry, you startled me.
How is he doing?
I thought that's what you were supposed to tell me.
Oh, wives always know more than doctors. I have other patients, after all. You just have Doug.
Look, I know you're trying to relax me, but I just don't...
Okay. Seriously. We don't know what's going on. It's a coma, that much is certain, but nothing that happened to him adds up to coma.
The infection?
What else besides the infection has happened to him? We gave him a standard course in antibiotics, treated the infection. He has no history of allergic reactions.
So you're saying you have no idea?
Look, I think it's time we consider moving him. He's stable. There's no reason to expect any problems taking him to Duluth or even Mayo.
It's just what he wants us to do.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. Let me think about that. I need to go home and take care of a few things. I'll let you know in the morning.
Should we prep him for travel?
I need to take care of a few things.
Julie, have you been sleeping?
Oh, does it show?
You know, under the circumstances, I could prescribe something to help. You could sleep right through the night.
Have you worked here long? In this town, I mean.
8 years now.
So you were here when the murders happened?
What?
The murders? I live in the house out on the lake.
Yes, I understand that. The nurses noticed the address from your forms.
Well?
No one connected with that ever came to this hospital. Wait.
What?
I'm wrong. They brought him in. After they caught him, he was in pretty bad shape.
Pneumonia?
How did you know?
I've been doing research.
It wasn't pneumonia then. It developed pretty quickly, however. I guess he died in the van on the way back to Stillwater. What's so important about that murder?
I think we will be moving him after all.
Excellent. I know a specialist in Duluth who can monitor his progress, or, if you'd rather, there's...
No, Duluth will be fine.
You're making the right decision, Julie. We need to know what happened to him, and we simply can't determine that here. Do you want to stay here for the night?
No. No, I need to get some things at the house. All right. You can do this. Just take it one step at a time. One moment at a time. There's nothing to be afraid of. First step, Julie. Take the first step. Okay, 2, 3, 4. That's good. That's good. You can do this. Fear never kept you from doing anything. Oh, you know, this is ridiculous. There's nothing in the house. Nothing. Oh, what's that? There's a window at the back. Do you suppose that they broke into that and I've never known what's going to happen then since they're... I can't do this. I can't do this. Okay, that's it. I can't. Okay. Okay, now, wait just a minute. Just think about this. If there's someone back behind the house, I should call the police. I should tell them to come out here and check it out. What they tell you to do, isn't it? You should just head back to town and tell them. Okay. Well, except the driveway goes all the way around to the back. I could drive back to the storage shed and check the house from inside the car. I'd never have to get out. I can still turn around. I could see what? Oh, damn it, Julie, just do this. Okay. Nice and slow. No reason to rush. Oh, there's one window. Basement window. That's intact. Another one. That's fine. Well, what if there is a broken window? Well, you call the cops. That's what you do. You call the cops. What they tell you to do. But I heard the glass. Well, there's no reason even to think about it. I should just stop right here, and I should get out the cell phone and call. Someone's in the kitchen. He's looking at me. He's looking at me. Why is he... He can't be wearing prison orange. That's impossible. No. Oh, what? Oh, go, please. Go. Come on. Hurry. Go. Oh, please. Hurry. That's impossible. He's dead. Mr. Gunderson said he's dead. Oh, there's no way. There's just no way. All right. Calm down. Oh, God. This was the anniversary of the murder, right? Whole town knows about it. Some yokel playing a joke? Well, that's it. That's the only way. Stupid. Oh, getting yourself all worked up. Should I turn around? No, he's still back there. I've got to call the cops. I've got to pull over and call the cops now. Okay, maybe I won't pull over just yet. I'll just check the mirror. I'll make sure he's not following.
Must finish.
Mr. Gunderson? Mr. Gunderson?
What is it?
Oh, you frightened me.
What do you want?
I'm Cheryl from the real estate office.
I know who you are.
I wouldn't have bothered you, but you didn't answer your phone. You heard?
Of course. How's the husband?
I guess once they took him to Duluth, everything started to clear up. He wanted to sell, of course.
my wife dies like she did, I'd want to sell too. What do you have? Some papers for me?
No, that's all been taken care of. You own the house again, free and clear. But, sir, I think you should reconsider.
Reconsider what?
Selling, or even renting the house.
What do you care? You keep earning a commission on it. Only reason I buy it back every time is so's no one can come along and tear it down.
And that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see it torn down, or even burnt down. Renting this house over and over to people so that you can try and figure out some ghost story.
Don't talk about things you don't understand.
I don't need to understand. All I know is that you keep selling this house, and people keep dying.
What's that got to do with me?
Could you at least board it up and take it off the market?
Talk sense. It's just a house.
I don't believe that, and neither do you.
You're not the only agent in town, but times are pretty hard. I thought you'd appreciate the business.
Why do you live next door to it? Why did you buy it? Why do you keep buying it whenever it comes back on the market?
Because it can't be changed. I want it to stay just the way it is until new people come.
How many new people are going to come and go through this place? What is it that you're trying to do?
Catch someone.
Then how many people is it going...
As many as it takes. As many as it takes. They said I let him out. But I'll catch him. I'll show them all. I'll catch him.
This has been Pickaxe Hill, written and directed by Jeffrey Adams. Our cast featured Karen Schickel as the Doctor, Jeffrey Adams as Doug, Kirsty Sinclair as the real estate agent, Neil Smith as Mr. Gunderson, and starring Victoria Olsen as Julie. Sound effects and sound design by Dave Irwin and Jeffrey Adams. This program copyright 2009 by the Icebox Radio Theater, on the web at iceboxradio.org.